Hello there again, doing 2 videos in one day. It's The Honest Faker here, and I'm Emily Payne. I'm a sex worker of long standing, and I'm here to impart my wisdom, or not, as it may turn out. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe and all that jazz. And now I had my article in the Sun online on Friday. I don't know if any of you saw it. But now I'm basically a superstar. No, in my head I am. Yes, so the article was fine. And I shall expect offers from all around the world, from show business royalty all around the world, and I'll be inundated with exciting, groovy offers. The piece was about my memoir, Sex is Hard Work, available on Amazon. It's linked. With my PR company now, you might have noticed that my YouTube, and I'm actually on social media now. See, they handle all that. That's why things are getting better on my YouTube and things looking a bit more professional. So they've done a link tree underneath the video with other media. So you can go to Amazon. So what I'm waffling on about is you can go to Amazon from the link underneath and get my book. And so that's what the article was about, just my years in sex work. And it was quite a big piece, quite a long article. The pictures were lovely. And good photographer. He was a great photographer. And that was that. So anyway, now this video is about something I've started doing, a little thing I've started doing with clients occasionally, which is kind of tying in. It ties in with me desperately trying to get out of sex work once and for all, and stop going back to it all the time and all that, which obviously this project, the Sex is Hard Work project, which this YouTube channel is part of, is why I'm doing it, to put my 18 years of misery in sex work to good use, to positive use, to try and, do something creative and positive with it, if I can. So that's one of the whole points of what I'm doing. Now, so what I'm doing is, when sometimes it just happened organically, and it just happened this morning. And what I've been doing sometimes when clients contact us wanting to book, if it's appropriate, if it feels natural, and if it's appropriate, if it happens naturally, I end up questioning them about why they're booking, and we'll sometimes get into a dialogue. Sometimes not. Sometimes they just tell us to F off, which is to be expected. They've texted us for a blowjob or to be tromboned, and I'm like the Spanish Inquisition. But sometimes, like this morning, you get into a worthwhile dialogue, actually. And a fellow tried to book us this morning, and I can't remember how we actually got into this, why I thought it was appropriate. Oh, that's right. I'd text him just saying, look, I'm going to have to cancel. There's certain things in his text. I'm not going to go into details, you know what I mean? But I was just saying, I'm cancelling. I'm not up to it today, which I'm not particularly. But that's another story. And he was going on about respect. I've just done a video about respect, and he was going about how he respected me, and he'll definitely. He was doing all the stuff that all clients are like carbon copies of each other, and he was saying in his messages all the same stuff. And I just, as you know, if you can't gather by now, I'm at the end of my tether with sex work in general. So I started a dialogue with him, but I thought I deleted this text. I sent him this text just explaining kind of why I'm not after his respect. I'm just a woman. I'm just, why does he want to book? Like what's he looking for and all this? And I deleted it because I thought it felt unprofessional. And at the end of the day, Emily, he's not interested, right? He's just booking you as a sex worker. But he'd seen it. I deleted it. He's already seen it. And I got his answer. And he wasn't abusive. He was very thoughtful. His reply was very intelligent, very considered. Quite a long reply, basically saying, look, I'd never thought of it like that. I'd never seen it from your point of view. You go online, you see the profiles of sex workers, and they're all making out as if they're like nymphos and they love having sex with random people. And as a man, you just choose to believe it. You choose to ignore the fact that, yeah, you're a woman. You're just a normal woman. And we got into this dialogue, just sort of maybe 3 or 4 texts each. Didn't go on forever and a day. And I was just explaining things from the sex worker's point of view, from my point. I can't speak for all sex workers, and I don't. Just the same as he can't speak for all clients. But at the end of it, he kind of said, yeah, he says, look, I'm new to this. I don't know if he'd seen any other sex workers. He said, I'm new to this, and I do feel a bit funny about doing it, and I've had I've questioned it, but I've kind of just done it anyway because I'm looking for sex. And I thought, look, I know why men book. I've done this a long time. There's nothing I don't know, right? But anyway, I'm not going to tell you all the ins and outs. But he wasn't abusive. He was very understanding, and we both explained our points. And he said, actually, it's not what I'm looking for is a connection, is affection. But I don't know how I thought if I saw a sex worker long enough, that would come from it. No, I just thought, no. Well, it wouldn't have with me. I can't speak for all sex workers. But I said, well, just go out and talk to some women. Sex is only sexy when both people are on the same page. Full stop. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. Whatever that page is, you've both got to be on the same page. One hasn't just got to be needing paying. So, and I did this a few weeks ago, I remember, with another client. I haven't done it a lot, but I'll do it when it's appropriate, when I can feel it's appropriate. And I did it a few weeks ago with a client. And it was a Saturday afternoon, I remember. I was sat watching Sweet Charity. The film Sweet Charity with Shirley MacLaine. I love that. And there's got to be something better than this. That could be my theme song. No wonder I like that song. I like that film. There's got to be some life better than this. And when I find it, I can't remember the words now. Something much better to do. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out and do it. Love it. That's me. That's what I'm doing with this project. I'm getting up, getting out and doing it. Anyway, so, and I was sitting watching that film or texting back and forward with this fella, and he'd said he'd had a recent divorce, because sometimes they give you like a long story when they try and book, they give you their whole life story, and he'd gone through this divorce, and he wanted to get blah, 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 he'd wanted to get his mojo back. And he was about my age, this fella. He put his age. And I said, look, I'll be honest with you. I said, I know you think you're just looking for a shag. And like, that's why you're texting me. But, you know, we're two human beings. We're two human beings here as well. And I said, how would paying a woman to pretend to want to have sex with you give you your mojo back? Wouldn't you only get your mojo back if the woman went to bed with you because she fancied you, she thought you were funny, she was interested in you, she desired you? How would paying for it give you your mojo back? It's an out. It's a tawdry transaction. How's that going to give you your mojo? And that was my opening gambit, and we got into this chit chat, and he was very open to it. He said, I've never thought of it like that. I'm lonely after my divorce. I just wanted some company. And I said, yeah, but what company? You know, think about what they never seem to do is, these men, is put themselves in the woman's position, in the sex worker's position. But she's just a woman. I'm just a woman. I'm not a different breed of woman. I'm just a woman. And this is just a sliver. Sex work is just a part of my life. Oh, next door's cat staring at us. Call it Fat Cat. It's not its real name, but it's quite fat. I'm going to go out and talk to it in a minute because I'm going to wrap up. But that's what I've been doing. I've been getting into these chit chats with clients when it's appropriate. And I just feel like It's something I feel I need to do from my years in sex work to kind of, what am I looking to do? Sort of, I've given the impression all these years, because you have to in sex work, that your profile, you have to look like you're into it, you're dead sexy, you're up for sex all the time. I'm like a nympho. That's what you have to portray to get work. You're selling to men. That's what your profile has to look like, and that's how you have to sound. I'm kind of trying to rectify that, I suppose, and turn years of doing that, turn it around, and make good on it. But you do get some interesting. I have had some interesting chats out of it, and got these men to think, and they've actually said, yeah, actually, I didn't see it that way. It's interesting, and whether they've actually gone on to then book a sex worker after, I don't know, but it's just something I've been doing, and it's interesting at the time. So that's the end of this video, and I hope you have a nice rest of day. Goodbye.